My name is Henry Buisa, Professor Henry Buisa. I teach entrepreneurship at the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. I was prompted to make this series of talks having noticed that many of our students, whether at master's or PhD, are challenged when it comes to doing their research projects. I have also traveled widely in Africa, and the problems that my students or our students and Jomo Kenyatta face are similar to problems all over. In this talk, I want to share my views on how to choose an effective research topic and construct a title for a research proposal. My audience or my expected consumers of this talk will not only be the students preparing for their researches, but even colleagues who are supervising their students. Let me start by answering the question, what is research? Very simply stated, I will say, you talk of research, then you think of it as a process or occasion of looking up something that interests you. The important words here, looking up. You are trying to discover, you're going to uncover, you're going to find out something not known or not well known, but they must be within your interests. Your interest will be the blood in the veins of your research process. In academia, we can say research is a process of searching for a theory or testing a theory or simply solving a problem. So in research, we want to establish a theory if it didn't exist, or if the theory exists, we want to test it, its validity. Does it hold? Or simply, we want to solve a problem. Problems are many: academic problems, political problems, social problems, name them. So research in academia addresses any of those. Let's look at a very simple research process. A very simple research process. There it is. It starts with selecting a topic that you want to research upon. This would mean identifying a problem and then constructing a title. Having done that, you then plan and carry out the research. You design the research, you execute the research, and then finally you close the research. You analyze the data and you write a report. So those are the three broad sections in that value chain, in that research chain. In my talk, I want to focus on this. I want just to focus on selecting a topic, identifying a problem, and constructing the title. This is very important because, as you see, this is the first step. And we talk of a value chain, the links of a chain, the first link is important. Talk of a house, the foundation of a house is important. If the foundation is shaggy, the house, the roof will collapse. So this first step, selecting a topic, is extremely important in our research process. So generate your topic, and you can generate it from problems that you have encountered in your studies, even problems you have just observed in the field. You can generate a topic from your area of interest. You are interested in one area within your studies, capture it. Let's see what you can take a topic from that. You may have discussions with colleagues. You may have been at a seminar and there was an interesting discussion. Let that be your topic. You may have just read journals, books, magazines. In other words, there are many sources of generating your topic. So now, what really is a topic? Many times we use the word topic and title interchangeably, synonymously, but in very, very strict terms, those two terms are different. Let me use the analogy of soft drinks. Those are soft drinks. That's Coca-Cola. That is Fanta. Those are broad types or general types or types of soft drinks. There are other soft drinks. Now, if these are types of soft drinks, then I want to liken them to topics in research language. In other words, there are also a number of topics that we can consider when we are doing research. Now let us look at each type of drink. Take Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, they have down there, they have flavors of Coca-Cola. We have Coca-Cola, but we have flavors of Coca-Cola. Take Fanta, same. We have Fanta, and we have flavors of Fanta. Different flavors of Fanta. What are we trying to say? We are saying that the different flavors of those soft drinks show that there are sub-types, sub-areas within a broad area that we can identify. So these flavors of the soft drinks can be likened to titles in research language. So the message is we can generate a number of titles from a single topic, just like we can have a number of flavors in a single type of drink. Let us take the example of an entrepreneurship degree. Yes, that's a degree. Within the entrepreneurship degree, we have a number of topics, a number of areas. The possible ones, for example, are entrepreneurial behavior. That is an area under entrepreneurship. Technology and innovation. That is an area under entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurial finance. That's an area under entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurial marketing. That is an area under entrepreneurship. These areas are actually the topics, the possible topics within entrepreneurship that a student or a researcher can select. Now, within each topic, we have possible titles. Like we said in the issue of soft drinks, a soft drink can have a number of flavors, and those flavors can be titles. Here we are. Take entrepreneurial behavior. A possible title would be the impact of entrepreneurship education on entrepreneurial intention. That is a title under the broad topic of entrepreneurial behavior. Another title would be Is entrepreneurial behavior gender sensitive? Still, it is within the topic entrepreneurial behavior. Come to technology and innovation, we can have a title, Factors Influencing Diffusion of Technology Among Small Businesses. We can have another title, Strategies to Increase Innovativeness Among Small Businesses in Bungoma County. Those are possible titles within the topic technology and innovation. Of course, there could be many other titles. Entrepreneurial finance title is Lack of Finance, a Roadblock to Startups. That's a title, possible title. A Survey of Sources of Entrepreneurial Finance Among Women-Led Enterprises in Makueni. That is a possible title under the topic entrepreneurial finance. Entrepreneurial marketing title, Marketing Strategies for Small Firms Competing with Large Firms. Another title under the same topic, A Comparison Between Guerrilla and Conventional Marketing Techniques in Kenya's Service Industry. You see, we've now established therefore that students of entrepreneurship, future graduates of entrepreneurship, can indeed select a topic, an area of interest, and go ahead and generate titles within that topic. So, you want now to pick a topic. Good advice. Choose a topic that interests you. Think of what area of your degree interests you most. Think of what people are talking about, what people are writing about most. Think about things that are topical. Let's say you are a student of business. One of the following areas might interest you. It could be finance, it could be accounting, it could be management, and so on and so forth. Let us say management is an area that interests you most. Then management becomes your topic, but it is not yet a title. Some questions that have to be considered before selecting a topic include: do you have sufficient interest and background material on the area? Will the topic make a contribution to the area of your interest? Will it be easy to locate and collect data and information if you pursue this topic? Do you have sufficient time at hand to pursue it? These are just a few of the questions that you should ponder. You should ponder over before you select a topic. There are 3 important considerations when choosing your topic. First, choose something that interests you. In research, you are going on a long journey, a serious journey. You must be interested in the journey if you have to finish that journey. If you are forced onto a journey, you'll get so tired, you'll not probably finish that journey. Number 2, choose a topic that is feasible. Ask yourself, do I have the budget needed to conduct this research? Do I have the know-how needed to conduct this research? Do I have access, or can I obtain access to whatever it is that I want to research on? Do I have the time needed to devote to this research? If these questions are not adequately answered, it might be very difficult to finish to do this topic. It might be an impossible mission impossible. Lastly, choose a topic that is research worth. To do this, start your research with the end goal in mind. Think of who is going to consume the results of your research. Think of what contribution the research is going to make. When you start with the end in mind, it will motivate you to move towards that end. And indeed, starting with the end in mind means you have identified a gap that needs to be filled. So, your consumer is Caesar. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God. So we have been advised. So, before you finalize on your topic, think about the contribution your research will make. Will it make an original contribution to the field, the area of your work? Will you be able to show evidence of original thinking? Will you add to the knowledge base of the discipline? And so on and so forth. These are important questions, so that when you go to do research, you are doing it for a purpose. Your topic may be based on some work that have already been done. That's allowed. Works have already been done by others, but you'd like maybe to retest what they did, to add value on what they did, or to fill a gap that they thought at the end of their own research that should be filled. You may also take up completely new variables which others have not considered so far and work on them. You may combine various existing variables and create a new mix. You may be using different tools. You may select or use different tools to repeat a study that has already been done. All these are important considerations as you finalize on your topic. Now, having chosen your topic, having selected finance, management, whatever it is, you need to gather some preliminary information. Indeed, what we are saying here, therefore, is that selecting a topic requires some research. Call it mini research. So before you go into big research, it will be advisable. It will make sense for you to do some preliminary information gathering. Ask yourself questions like, what aspect of the topic, let's say management, is being discussed most? Gather the information about that. Who exactly is talking about it? The who exactly is talking about it will assist you to have your end in mind, because you are going to produce information for that who. Are they researchers talking about it? Are business owners talking about it? Are they employees talking about it? Is it government? All these will be your consumers of your research results, and therefore the topic that is on the lips of these end consumers will be an advisable one for you to take. You can now notice that a title is starting to form. A title is an aspect of the topics above. While looking for information, you may use the internet. You may just interview people. You may read published material. use the library, and so on and so forth. So this step 2 of gathering information is a very important stage in your research process. Now step 3, you select what interests you and then answer a few questions. Which theme of discussion in step 2 interested you the most? How much research has been done about it already? What type of research was it? Was it just a survey, analysis, comparison, evaluation, impact, determination? All this is very important because it now makes you identify some gap that you may want to fill. Then we come to step 4. You now construct a research question. Indeed, a research question is the gap that you want to fill. A research question is the unanswered question that requires an answer, and that is what makes research. So what question remains unanswered? Is it inadequate empirical evidence on employee motivation? Politicians are talking about it, people are talking about it, but there's no empirical evidence. Is that the gap? Is it inadequate data about business mortality? Yes, records show that mortality rates are very high. But which data? Which data proves that? Is it lack of up-to-date information on business environment? We know that the business as environment, pastel, for example, politics, economics, whatever. But do we have enough data on that environment? Is this the gap? Is it unidentified factors that are affecting, let's say, poor assets management? Assets are managed poorly in industry. But why? What factors to affect that? Employee motivation, capacity. So, from this unanswered or areas that you want to learn more, you can now construct, generate your research question. For example, from 3 above, lack of up-to-date information on business environment, we can now form a question such as, a research question such as, what is the moderating effect of the business environment on performance of small and medium enterprises in Kenya's manufacturing sector? It has been generated from the fact that you wanted to know more on the lack of up-to-date information on business environment. Now we have a research question. And this research question has been acquired, having gone through this systematically from the beginning to where we are now. So now, step 5, you construct your title. A great title should, 1, it should indicate accurately the subject and the scope of the study. A good title should rarely use abbreviations unless they are commonly known. A good title should identify key variables, both dependent and independent, and any other that will be dealt with in the research. A good title should suggest a relationship between variables which supports a major hypothesis if this researcher's hypothesis. A good title should be between 10 to 15 words, substantive words. A good title, a great title, should not include redundant phrases like a study of, an analysis of, or similar constructions. A good title may be in the form of a question or even declarative statement. A great title summarizes the main idea of the paper. In other words, your title should identify the key issues under investigation as well as how they relate to each other. For example, a title could be The Effects of Training on Business Performance. This title achieves this goal. But a title like Training and Business Performance, it identifies the elements, but it misses the relationship. Let's look at it again. The effects of training on business performance. The effects is a relationship. Who affects what? What the result of the cause and effect. But when just a training and business performance, it's more or less a title of a book. A great title should serve as a mini abstract of an investigation and should put the most important words first. For example, title number 1, Entrepreneurial Orientation and its Relationship with Small Business Performance. This title implies that the focus will be on entrepreneurial orientation. Entrepreneurial orientation and its relationship with small business performance. The focus is on entrepreneurial relation. Let's paraphrase the same. Small business performance and the role of entrepreneurial orientation in it. You see now the focus has changed. It implies that the focus now will be on small business performance. So the first words are important, and the first words of your title have an implication of what will be the focus of your study. Your title could have subtitles. A subtitle is a secondary or subordinate title. Subtitles are quite common in social science research. Examples of why we should have or why should include subtitles include: number 1, a subtitle explains or provides additional context. For example, the role of Kenya's public universities in community development, the case of Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. You know, the case of Jomo Kenyatta is a subtitle and is providing additional context to the main title, the role of public universities in community development. A subtitle qualifies the geographic scope of the research. For example, the contribution of mango farming to Kenya's gross domestic product, the case of northeastern Kenya. Northeastern Kenya is the geographic scope of the research. The research is on Kenya, but we want to show the geographic scope, and therefore a subtitle becomes important. A subtitle focuses on investigating the ideas or theories or work of a particular individual. For example, a deliberative conception of Kenya's literature from the eyes of Ngugi wa Thiong'o. You see, we're now looking at literature in Kenya, but we're focusing on Ngugi wa Thiong'o. This is the function of a subtitle in this one. Lastly, a subtitle identifies the methodology used. For example, Kenyan University student activism of the 1990s revisited, a multivariate analysis research note. You see, the multivariate analysis is the methodology that is going to be used. So in other words, situations exist when you need a subtitle to clarify the title. I want to think that you are going to be a good researcher if you have the following qualities. Notice that I've written the word researcher. The black letters are researcher. So you're going to be a good researcher when you are actually result-oriented. The R in my researcher is result-oriented. You are a result-oriented person. You look at the end of the research when you are starting. You are looking forward for those results. The E in my researcher is efficient. Efficient means using the least to get the most. The S is scientific. You must have logic. You must have a system of doing a research, a logical sequence. Effective. Of course, efficient and effective go hand in hand. Effective is you want to be thorough, but you also want to be efficient, using resources, minimal resources, but you must be thorough. Active. I can't imagine you being a lazy person and going out there in the field. So the A in my research must be active. Very active. Don't just go and give all your work to research assistants, sit back and do nothing. Resourceful. R. Resourceful. You must be enterprising. You must be full of energy, which goes hand in hand with C, creative. You may go to a respondent and he gives you a blackout. You cannot penetrate him. He just refuses, he has no time. You have to be creative enough to convince this person that the research might also help him. And then honest. You must be very honest. If you are not honest, you may not even use the funding appropriately. And then empathetic. Please put yourself in the shoes of the researched. There may be research tiredness. The researched have been over-researched. When you go out there, make sure that you place yourself in their shoes and to do them what you would have liked them to do to you. And my R is religiously devoted to your research. Let it, for the time being, for the time you're doing your research, let it be like a religion to you. Respect it, follow it until you finish. So that is, to me, the characteristics of a researcher. Literature may have others, but I would say go out, be a researcher, and carry out your research diligently. I want to thank you for watching and listening. I do training, I do consulting, and I do research. For those who want to engage me, those are my contacts, I have my website, which is my company website. You can visit it. For those of you who may want some help of sorts, please go to our website and fill in our request form at that website, www.mookmic.co.ke. May I wish you very successful journey in your research. Let us get results from you that will add value, that will enhance and enrich the area of your studies. Good night, goodbye, good luck.